Deep in the heart of Mauritius, far from the sun-drenched beaches and turquoise lagoons, lies the town of Curepipe, surrounded by dense, high-altitude forests often shrouded in a thick, chilling mist. This region is home to a legend that has been whispered in hushed tones for generations. It's a story of a creature so terrifying it has become the island's most feared forest terror. They call it the Red Eyed Beast. This isn't just some campfire story told to scare children. For the people living on the outskirts of these ancient forests, the fear is very, very real. The tales are passed down not as folklore, but as warnings. Eyewitness accounts, fragmented and spoken with a tremor in the voice, all paint a disturbingly similar picture. They speak of the glowing red orbs like embers piercing through the dense fog, a massive, shadowy figure that moves with an unsettling silence through the tangled undergrowth, and an overwhelming aura of pure malice, a palpable sense of being hunted that freezes the blood and paralyzes you where you stand. Imagine you're walking along a familiar forest path as dusk settles. The air grows cold and a thick fog rolls in, swallowing the trees and muffling all sound. Suddenly, you feel it, prickling on the back of your neck, the instinctual feeling that you are no longer alone. You scan the tree line, your heart pounding in your chest, and then you see them. 2 points of crimson light, suspended in the darkness, watching you, unblinking, as the moment you've met the red-eyed beast. According to local lore, the beast is most active during storms. It emerges when the sky is dark, the moon is hidden, and the relentless rain turns the forest floor into a slick, muddy maze. This is its hunting ground. The sound of its claws, they say, can be heard scraping against stone and ripping through the thick bark of ancient trees. Its growl is not like that of any known animal. It's a deep, guttural roar that seems to echo from the very hills themselves, a sound that promises violence. The evidence left behind is just as frightening as the sightings. Farmers on the edge of the forest report their livestock vanishing without a trace, sometimes from within supposedly secure enclosures. Heavy wooden fences are found shattered, splintered as if hit by something with immense force. And then there are the footprints. Enormous tracks pressed deep into the mud, far too large and strangely shaped to belong to any of the island's known wildlife. They lead from the forest to the scene of the attack, and then disappear back into the impenetrable darkness over the years. Many have tried to rationalize these events. They blame stray dogs, wild boars, or even human vandals. But how do you explain the sheer size and power required to break down a reinforced gate? How do you account for the distinct, terrifying red glow in the witnesses' testimonies? A detail that remains consistent across decades of stories. The official explanation never seems to fit the chilling reality of what the locals experience. Some of the most harrowing accounts come from those who dared to venture into the forest after dark. Hunters, loggers, or simply those who lost their way. A few have returned pale and shaken with a story they can barely bring themselves to tell. They speak of being stalked, of hearing heavy footsteps matching their own, of seeing that massive silhouette moving parallel to them in the shadows, the bravest, or perhaps the most foolish, who turn to confront the presence, describe the creature staring directly at them. Motionless, unblinking, its eyes burning like molten fire, holding a gaze that feels ancient and intelligent. So, what is the red-eyed beast of Curepipe? The truth is, no one knows for sure, and that's perhaps the most terrifying part. Theories are as abundant as the trees in the forest. Some believe it's a supernatural entity, a genius loci, the very spirit of the forest made manifest, angry at the encroachment of civilization, a guardian protector that has turned into a vengeful demon. This theory suggests the beast's aggression is a direct response to the destruction of its habitat. Others lean towards a more cryptozoological explanation. Could it be a remnant of some ancient, prehistoric species that has somehow survived, hidden away in the island's most remote and inaccessible regions? Mauritius has a history of unique and now extinct creatures. Is it possible that something large, something predatory, evaded discovery and continues to thrive in the misty highlands? A creature that existed long before humans ever set foot on the island, and now sees us as intruders in its domain. There's also the darker, more paranormal school of thought. Some islanders believe the beast is a demonic entity, a creature from another plane of existence that has found a gateway in the secluded forests of Curepipe. Its red eyes, they argue, are a classic sign of a malevolent spirit. Its purpose is not just to hunt, but to spread fear and terror. These stories often tie into older, forgotten rituals and cursed lands deep within the forest that are best left undisturbed. One particularly unsettling story tells of a group of forestry workers who set up a temporary camp deep in the woods. For the first few nights, things were quiet. Then it started. Strange noises just beyond the firelight. Tools going missing. They awoke one morning to find deep, 3 clawed gashes carved into the trees surrounding their camp, forming a perfect circle. That night, they huddled together as a storm rolled in. Through the driving rain, they saw the red eyes watching them from just beyond the clearing. They abandoned their equipment and fled at first light, vowing never to return. The legend of the Red Eyed Beast is more than just a scary story. It's a part of the local culture, a stark reminder that even on a paradise island, there are places where nature remains wild, untamed, and deeply mysterious. It speaks to a primal fear. We all share the fear of the unknown that lurks in the darkness, just beyond our sight. Whatever its true nature, be it flesh and blood, spirit, or something else entirely, one thing is agreed upon by all who live in the shadow of that forest. The Red-Eyed Beast is real. It waits in the fog-drenched woods. It watches, it listens. And those who are careless, those who dismiss the warnings and wander too far into its territory, may just become another part of its terrifying legacy. The Red-Eyed Beast of Curepipe remains Mauritius's most chilling secret, stalking the foggy highlands of the island to this very day. Thanks for joining us on this dive into one of Mauritius' darkest legends. What do you think the Red-Eyed Beast is? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy exploring the world's most terrifying mysteries, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next investigation. Stay safe out there.